All right, what is good, everybody? Today is September 15th, 2025. I took one trade today. It was a break even. There's a couple trades I want to go over. We'll go over daily buys and whatnot. I don't have my microphone or camera with me. A, they're not working, and B, I don't have them with me. So we're going to go no face today and shitty quality on the mic. Okay, so coming into this morning, what was I? Well, I was leaning bullish. What I wanted to see at market open is I wanted to see price manipulate lower into these unfilled 1 hour fair value gaps. We also had an Asian low SMT, and then we had London lows down here just in case we continue lower and lower, right? So the lowest point I wanted to see price hit if we were going to manipulate lower was this 15-minute order block and this 15-minute fair value gap, right? If we ended up running through this last 15-minute, I can assume, okay, we're flipping bearish on the day, and we can most likely target London lows. However, what do we end up doing at market open? Well, we ended up just continuing higher. Sorry, my mouth's dry as shit. We ended up continuing higher, creating this 5-minute bullish fair value gap right here, right? So it was perfect for me. I'm already bullish on the day. What I want to see is just a continuation model, which means I just want to see price push back into it and reject it, and we can target internal highs, right? Because there's nothing to the left of us. We're at all-time highs, so on and so forth. Okay. What we end up doing, we end up creating these two lows. So now what I want to see is I want to see price push into this fair value gap, and then we can see or look for an inversion out of it, so on and so forth. Okay. So we end up edging this fair value gap and then getting this 1 minute inversion, which looked really, really good, right? And we also had an internal SMT, okay? So as you guys can see, these 944 lows are way the fuck up here, and ES's 944 lows are way down here, creating SMT with market open lows. So this is a beautiful A+ setup. However, the only thing I didn't like about it was there would have been an unfilled 5-minute fair value gap right at my stop loss, okay? So that was really the only thing holding me back. I understand there was an SMT, but I wasn't 100% convicted on it. So what I wanted to see is either us get a resweep, or we just continue higher and then I can wait for a 15-minute fair value gap to open up. I wasn't even looking to trade today due to the fact that it is a no news Monday, and we're also at all-time highs, right? But again, if you guys did take this, this is a W trade idea. I just kind of wished this tapped into the 5-minute. Anyways, what ends up happening, we could have targeted a 1-to-1, right? Because there's nothing to the left of us. And if we just targeted the internal highs, well, that's negative RR. So we can use the internal highs as a break-even point and then target a 1-to-1. As you guys see, this shit ended up playing out. This is a beautiful, beautiful trade. We got chopped around a little bit, but it ended up playing out. Like I said, I didn't take it because I didn't want an unfilled 5-minute fair value gap at my stop loss. That and equal highs or lows, anytime that is at my stop loss, I will not take the trade. Anyways, this 5-minute is still there, right? Moving on to the next trade. So this was, good job if you guys took this trade. Okay. Now what I wanted to see is, again, another 5 or 15-minute open up. Okay. So what did we get? We got a 15-minute fair value gap right here. I was looking for a push down into it or equilibrium, right? This would have been equilibrium of the leg. Somewhere in here. Okay. So this fair value gap is at or near equilibrium. We also ended up getting this 15-minute fair value gap to open up. And what else did we get? Well, if my computer wants to load, we ended up getting this 5-minute right here as well. So I was still willing to take along towards these internal highs. Why? Because if you look on the 5-minute, we are also at or near equilibrium, okay? So we came down, balanced this leg out, plus we're already super bullish. So what I wanted to see was I wanted to see an inversion out of this 5-minute fair value gap, okay? We ended up coming down, tapping the 5-minute, creating a 15-minute, right? So the 15-minute got created right here. So from here, I now wanted to see, there was no fair value gaps in here. The furthest one was all the way up here, okay? So nothing to take. We ended up creating a 1-minute right here. I wanted to see a resweep SMT. We ended up getting that, okay? We kind of chopped around for a little bit, as you guys can see. ES is all the way the fuck up here. So I'm still pretty bullish. We now tapped this 15-minute. Looks very, very good. I'm targeting this low resistance liquidity along with these relatively equal highs. This is my final take profit all the way up here as all-time highs. We then get the 1-minute inversion, okay? Candle closed, and this next candle immediately ripped up. Immediately. As you guys see, we didn't even put in a wick. So by the time I was about to enter, price was all the way up here. So I was like, okay, I'm going to set a limit order at this inversion in this fair value gap right here. Okay? I seen price trend down. I ended up setting it at the top of this fair value gap because I've been getting left recently. So I set a limit order at the top of this fair value gap. Did not end up getting tapped in right here. Okay. So my limit order is still at this fair value gap. Peep this next wick. Okay, this next wick is fucking crazy. It opens and it comes all the way down here, filling this fair value gap, retapping the inversion, right? Bro, it ends up filling me all the way the fuck up here. So my stop loss was originally set for these lows right here. Okay, my fill on tops up was a little bit better. I got filled at 250, and on here I got filled at 253. Okay, so there's about a 3-point difference. I got filled like right here on top step. Stops are at the same place right here below this candlestick. Due to the fact that this is a order block and we also have a fair value gap right here. Okay, so if you truly are bullish, we should just fill those and continue higher towards all-time highs. We end up creating this fucking Spider-Man wick. I get filled all the way the fuck up here because it happens so fast. Okay, what ends up happening? We end up dancing around in my stop loss, and then my break-even point was either these internal highs right here, or when ES came and took out these highs, creating a bearish SMT. Okay, and I actually stepped away from my computer. The SMT ended up getting created, and then thank God we ended up coming and hitting my break even. I went break even. I did not want to sit in this trade any longer. I was already in this trade for about like 17 minutes, and price was just shopping around. So I was like, all right, get me out the trade. I moved my stops to break even as soon as this wick hit this line right here. Got stopped out at break even. And as you guys can see, we ended up chopping around a little bit, and then we continued higher and higher. Now, I was just targeting a 1-to-1 on this. You guys could have targeted just these internal highs, but I ended up targeting a 1-to-1. Okay, as you guys can see on top step, same exact thing. I have a 1-to-1. Stops were on top step below this wick instead of the body because I got a better close on it, and I don't know if this ended up hitting. No. So I still would have been chopping around. So I would have been break even regardless. Okay, so one thing I want to go over before I get off is this 3-minute inversion targeting this unfilled 5-minute gap right here and why it was invalid, right? Okay, so we're at all-time highs. There's nothing to the left of us indicating that price is going to reverse. So just because we invert this 3-minute gap, we still have to build bearish bias, right? That price is actually going to go down towards this 5-minute gap because we're at all-time highs and we can just continue higher and higher. We've done it before. We can do it again, right? So just because we invert this 3-minute doesn't mean it's completely valid. What do we need? Well, we need to build bearish sentiment. Okay. So what did I want to see? I wanted to see price come up, take out these highs. Because where's ES? ES is trading a lot lower. Okay. So I wanted to see NASDAQ come out and take out these highs, create an internal SMT, and then maybe look for another inversion down towards these or towards this unfilled 5-minute gap. Okay. So what do we end up getting? Well, we got a sweep of this high right here, okay? And as you guys can see, ES did not take out this high. We actually created equal highs with another candle. And then we got a 1-minute inversion out of it. Now, the reason why I still didn't like this was because this is just a random internal SMT. What I wanted to see was I wanted to see an all-time high SMT, okay? Because we didn't have that high time frame narrative that, okay, price is going to reverse. So yeah, even though this ended up playing out, it wasn't an A+ setup due to the fact that we did not take out these all-time highs, okay? Let's watch. This would have been our trade idea, okay? Oh, fuck, wrong one. We're going short, stops at the all-time highs, okay? Take profit right here, or we can even have stops at the SMT highs, okay? Regardless, this is a negative RR trade. It would have hit, though, especially if you just targeted the 5-minute. Okay, not bad at all. However, I told you guys the reason I liked it. We had no high time frame narrative. We just had a 3-minute inversion, right? There's nothing to the left of us. So to build that high time frame narrative, I wanted to see all-time highs get swept out. We created all-time high SMT and then an inversion. We ended up just getting this random internal SMT, which doesn't really mean much. So I rather have just waited for a continuation model since we were already super bullish. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll go ahead and answer them. That was all for today. Here's my tops up again. Made $34, break even day. So it is what it is. On to tomorrow. We have 8:30 news tomorrow. Yeah, and that's it. You guys have a great rest of your day.